From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update. Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Hello everyone, Mike Kruger in for meteorologist Brian Wilson for this weekend. Do want to remind you, as I pretty much do with pretty much every weather hit, is to remind you that there is a free Weather NorCal app, and I'm going to continue to hound it into you that there is a free Weather NorCal app because I want to see more and more people utilize this awesome tool that I've created here for all of you here in Northern California. Just go to your app store, search for Weather NorCal, and download the app for free today. Check it out. Well, we do expect increasing valley winds through the afternoon. That's also going to increase the fire danger this afternoon as well. So not that bad with the winds this morning, but yeah, they'll be picking up here expected this afternoon. Not as hot, but still hot this weekend. So it looks like temperatures are dropping slightly, an even bigger drop going into the beginning of next week before we do see some bigger heat arriving by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Those are the three main days we expect the biggest heat before temperatures do start to drop. Taking a look at your neighborhood forecast for today, yeah, not as hot as it was, but still looking at temperatures mainly in the low 90s for the valley. Now you can see even for the coast, it's going to be in the low 60s, 70s, and 80s for the higher elevations today with partly cloudy skies. So the winds, as you can see here, you see how they're really picking up, especially for the north and west side of the valley here. The big bullseye seems to be over central Tehama County here with those strongest winds here. Also some gusty winds, looks like even in the eastern mountains as well. But really, we're finally getting a little bit of a break from those winds out along the coast. Now, tomorrow morning, looks like still a little breezy, especially on the west side of the valley, but not as bad. But overall, fairly calm winds across the board. But they do pick up again Sunday afternoon, especially in the valley and not to mention the eastern mountains. Now, we're going to see a wind shift for the coast. Instead of those north winds, they're going to be more from the south-southwest, 12 miles per hour for Eureka, and about 23 mile an hour gusts in Crescent City. So a little breezy there as well going into tomorrow afternoon. How about Monday, going into early next week? A little breezy at times in some areas here, but the winds do die down for the valley at least Monday morning, picking back up for the north end of the valley by the afternoon. But again, you notice the winds, yes, a little breezy, but not that bad along the coast, but it looks like some gusty winds from the west for the eastern mountains. So what does all of this mean for our fire weather risk? Well, again, keep in mind, this takes a look at the temperature, the humidity, and the winds. So as I mentioned, the winds are picking up later this afternoon. Humidity is quite low, and it's still quite warm out there as well. So we do have that high fire danger, especially in Tehama County, but even in parts of Shasta County, not as bad as you head down to the south. But look at Sunday. Yes, the winds are going to be a bit breezy, but the humidity levels are going to be higher. And temperatures, yes, they're going to be warmer, but at least we're not going to be looking at that higher fire danger. And again, the humidity is going to be a big factor in that, keeping it within the low to moderate range in the valley. And then, of course, Monday, even cooler temperatures, higher humidity, and still a little breezy out there. But overall, you're in that low category for not only the mountains, but of course the valley and of course the coast as well. So yeah, conditions are improving when we're talking about that fire danger here over the next couple of days. Take a look at the satellite image here. This kind of tells the story of what we're going to see here over the weekend. You see all these clouds? There's rain associated with these some of these clouds here. Now this is all pretty much going to be moving through the Pacific Northwest, where we can see most of the cloud cover, right? Washington and Oregon. Now some of that, as you can see here, we saw some clouds this morning, a bit of a break. We're going to see some of those clouds come into Northern California, and by tomorrow, it actually may bring a few showers for parts of Northern California as well. A closer look at that in a second. But I want to show you the overall trend because I've been talking about two different forecast models and they're not 100% agreeing, but they're becoming a little bit more alignment. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second. First and foremost, there you can see through the weekend, even into Monday, again, those cooler systems riding to our north, giving us some clouds and keeping our temperatures at bay. The coolest will be on Monday. We're going to start off the work week with temperatures in the mid-80s for the valley before we see that increase. So where's that heat going to come from? Well, it's all coming in from the south, and there's going to be a ridge of high pressure building in. Now, the main bubble of heat still looks to be mainly off to our east. Now, you may recall over the last several days I've been talking about this model, the GFS, American Forecast Model, and the European forecast model not being in alignment. Now, they still aren't 100% in alignment, but I will say this. The European forecast model, which has been pretty much centralizing that dome of heat just to the south of us, is now beginning to shift that dome of heat closer and closer to where it is in the American forecast model. So we're beginning to see them align a little bit better, which means the European forecast model is beginning to drop the temperatures a little bit as well. Still hotter than the GFS, but you get the idea. Here's the bottom line. We're going to continue to see that ridge of high pressure in place for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even into Friday. And it's going to peak sometime around the middle of next week, and then we'll see just a gradual, slow decrease in those temperatures as we go into the end of next week and into that next weekend. We're beginning to see some of this cooler air kind of push eastward, and that should push that heat off to our east as well. So again, yes, we're still not seeing 100% alignment with the American and the European forecast model, but they're getting closer. So that's giving us a better idea of just how hot it's going to be. And it's going to be hot, bottom line, all right? So we look at the heat advisory, excessive heat watch for these areas here for the northern Sacramento Valley and the surrounding foothills as well. Now, remember yesterday when I showed you this map, it was showing highs between 95 and 107. Kind of bumped that up a little bit here between 95 to 105, right? Bumped it up to about 107 now. So temperatures are trending a little bit warmer than what I've been anticipating here over the last couple of days, all right? So we're beginning to see that heat begin to move in. Now, the National Weather Service issues a National Weather Service heat risk. Okay, so you can see the oranges and reds. So when you see the oranges, what that's saying is it's moderate, and that affects most people that are sensitive to heat. Not everyone, okay, but it affects most people that are sensitive to heat, especially if they don't have proper cooling and or hydration, if they're just not getting enough water. Okay, so that's Tuesday. Now look what happens as we go into your Wednesday. Now we're getting more into the reds. So what does that mean? Well, it's major heat risk, and that affects anyone, all right? No matter how healthy you are, it affects anyone without proper cooling and or hydration. So one of the things to remember is you may be okay sitting in your air-conditioned home, but there are many other people who don't have access to that. So this is why can be a dangerous situation, and we've got to watch our neighbors, our friends, our family to make sure that they've got the proper cooling and the proper hydration as well. Now you'll notice on Thursday, still a lot of red on the map here, but it's a little bit more scattered. We're seeing kind of decrease a little bit here, so it's still within that major category Thursday, before again, as I mentioned, we start to see the temperatures just gradually drop for the end of next week and into that next weekend. For today, there you can see the clouds kind of moving in. We may see some of those passing clouds even for the valley, more cloud cover for the coast and up to the north as well. But really, mainly looking at dry conditions today. But as we go into Sunday, a little bit more interesting. So we start off with sunny skies, or mainly clear skies here for the valley. Off to the east, we've got some clouds, though, coming in along the coast into the west. Look at this batch of rain right here. So this is going to be pushing eastward through the day on Sunday. So I'm expecting especially Del Norte, Siskiyou, and Modoc County could see a few stray sprinkles, a light shower here or there. It's not going to be a big deal. It's not going to be enough to cancel the outdoor plans, but you may run into a stray sprinkle. South into Humboldt County, mainly dry. Trinity County dry. The Valley dry, not to mention the eastern mountains as well. So again, it's mainly to the north here that we're going to see the best chance for showers through the day on Sunday. But check this out. As we go into Sunday night, you see how it's kind of making its way down into the valley. So it's not out of the question for a stray sprinkle or shower for even the valley late tomorrow night, even into early Monday morning. You see this little batch right here, this is a bit stronger, and this is going to bring better chances for rain for the north coast. So you can see as we go into the overnight Sunday, the north coast, and especially Del Norte County, seeing some decent rain for this time of the year. But see here, Monday morning, showers. This is, by the way, what we're looking at here is nothing significant or heavy. This is very light, but could see some light showers here to start the early morning hours on Monday for Del Norte, Humboldt, Siskiyou, Trinity County. But again, even the valley could get a stray sprinkle light shower. But you see, most of you will be asleep and in bed or just getting ready for the day when most of us pushing through. You can see even Modoc County as well. All right, now I'm going to take you into Monday around 8 a.m. Now you're seeing how it's breaking up. So by the time many of you are heading out the door on Monday, getting ready for work, getting the kids off at school, it'll most likely be dry. However, you may be dealing with, slightly wet roads. And then going into Monday afternoon, that pretty much just breaks out. So everyone, I'm calling for a chance for showers for all of Northern California Sunday night into Monday morning, and then through the day on Monday, we start to see some clearing out there. All right, so here's what we have in store for us today. Those temperatures will be in the low 90s for most of us in the valley. We're talking 70s and 80s for the higher elevations, and along the coast in the low 60s. So we look at our 7-day outlook, and we're going to start off with the valley. There's that chance for some morning showers. Now again, Sunday night, it's going to be mainly Sunday night, Monday morning, that we'll see the best chance for. When we're talking showers here, we're talking a trace to maybe 100th or 200th at most is what we're looking at here for the valley. This is not going to be a big deal. And again, most of you will be asleep and in bed or just getting ready for the morning when most of this is pushing through. It's not going to be a big deal. All right, then we go to the coast. So I've got you dry on Sunday, but the thing is, Del Norte County could run into some of those showers in particular through the day on Sunday, and then more of those morning showers Monday. Now it dries out for everyone by Tuesday, and we'll keep it that way. Now look at the temperatures increasing as well. And by the way, I'm going to go back to the 7-day outlook for the valley. I've been talking about the showers. Forgot to talk about the heat. How could I do that, right? But there it is. It's peaking on Wednesday for the valley at least. Upwards of 105, 106, 107. That's what I'm expecting for Wednesday. Then we're down by a degree or two on Thursday. So you see how we're seeing that gradual decrease in the temperatures going toward the end of the week. All right, now I'm going to take you to the coast, inland and Weaverville. Again, that chance for showers Sunday night, Monday morning, dry. Now, even the coast will feel the impacts of this heat wave, right? With temperatures in the upper 60s. And I'm expecting even Del Norte County could see temperatures in the low 70s possibly. We take you inland, not quite the triple digits, but I do expect to possibly reach that century mark for places like Weaverville and Hayfork as we go into Wednesday and Thursday. Taking a look at your 7-day outlook for Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and the Eastern Mountains. Again, I've got that chance for a few showers here and there on Sunday, and not to mention for El Turris, but I think Susanville, Eastern Mountains will be dry tomorrow. But there's that chance for more showers Sunday night into Monday. Look at the temperatures increasing even for the mountains, not quite the century mark though. We're talking low to mid 90s, although places like Susanville, somewhere in the mid to upper 90s, and then again that gradual decrease by Friday into that next weekend.